Good evening and welcome back to another weekend edition of Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. Welcome to those of you that are watching this video live, and welcome to those of you that are watching me on demand. I'm going to begin this video like I do all of them. I'm going to start with some royalty-free reggae music, and y'all listen. My regulars, y'all already know what it is. Listen, I I typically try to get everything I need set up already, get ready to go. But tonight, I was just like, you know what? I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I'm gonna start the music, and then I'm gonna get out of here and go get me a cup of tea, y'all, and sit down and enjoy this chat with y'all, family, because we got a lot to talk about tonight. All right, not a whole lot, but we got a lot to talk about because we saw some things this past weekend with this NFL draft. I shouldn't say this past weekend because it's Sunday night, so the weekend is kind of here. This is the end of the weekend, but anyway, we're gonna talk about that, family. But let me start with some royalty-free reggae music, and then I'm gonna step out of here. Right? Y'all know what it is. Let's get it started. You're watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. Y'all come on in the room and do me a favor, tap that like button on your way in. What's up, Hotshot? What's up? What it do, fam? Okay, don't start playing with my connection already. It's too early for that. What's up, Karen? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Y'all, I'm going to step away. I got some tea. I got some hot tea I got to get, and then I'm going to drop some hot tea for y'all, all right? So y'all stand by, relax. Y'all chat amongst yourselves, and your man, Maddie, go step away for just a minute. I'll be right back. Y'all are watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matthew Telford. All right, family, we're back. We're back. We're gonna take the music down now. We're gonna take the music down. All right, all right. Welcome back, family. Welcome back. Oh, I need to do something with this rug, y'all, but y'all know what it is. Y'all already know. What's up, family? What's up? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back. Welcome to those of you who are new, and welcome to those of you who are returning. You're watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Of course, welcome to you. Thank you. Thank you for finding the thumbnail and the title interesting enough to want to watch the video. And to my returning subscribers, my family over there, I'm looking at the familiar names in the chat. Y'all already know what it is, family. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. On your way in, y'all know this helps me out a great deal. It helps to propagate the video and let people know we're live. So if you have not done so yet, please do your man a big favor and hit that like button for me. It's going to let more people know that we're live. All right. Now, what's up, family? I hope y'all had a great weekend. How many of y'all relaxed? How many of y'all watched that NFL draft for as long as you could stomach it? Y'all throw a thumbs up in that chat if you watched that NFL draft. What's up, Maya? What is up, niece? How you doing tonight? So listen, let me do this. Let's do something really quick, y'all. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping because this is a little bit of a throwback edition of Maddie's Rap. For my day ones, y'all know that Maddie's Rap began back in 2019, all right? It began as the show where we talk about things that guys talk about when we're hanging out, like, sports, cars, money, career, women, blase, blase, blah, you name it, sneakers, whatever guys talk about. That was the original intent. We transitioned over to talking more about scripture, and now we're full on spirituality. So, or connecting the scriptures and showing that the Bible is a spiritual book, not a religious book. That's the primary stick of Maddie's Rap right now. But this is a little bit of a throwback edition. Why? Because we're talking about sports. Now, I have to say this as a matter of housekeeping up front for the new people. Anybody watching this video for the first time, if you're watching it on demand, the intent of this video tonight is not to be about sports, okay? Sports is the subject of really it's sort of a, what do you call it? It is a catalyst for talking about the bigger theme that we saw this weekend with the NFL draft, and that has to do with buck breaking, energy harvesting, and spiritual warfare. Now, as one more matter of housekeeping, I have to say this. If you saw the description box, which I will be reading here shortly, and if you listen or you pay attention to what I'll be talking about tonight, I'm going to be bringing up some scripture. But please understand that does not make me a Christian. All right. I abandoned that label a long time ago. Thank God I did. Okay. All praises to the Most High that I did. I'm not a religious person. Okay. I used to try to walk that path and do what a good Christian is supposed to do and all this, that, and the third. And then I learned about the true origin of it. Okay. I learned about the true origins of it. I learned about the hijack of the spiritual texts and the refashioning of them into the doctrine of control. So if you enjoy being controlled, you like being told what to do, this ain't your channel. Go ahead and click off of it right now and go find. And I ain't mad at you if you do. Okay, I'm not mad at you if you do. I have plenty of friends that still attend Sunday services and Wednesday night Bible study. So I ain't mad at you if you do. But I don't want you sticking around if you coming from that judgmental standpoint, because I don't do that anymore. I'll go toe to toe with you in the scriptures if you want to do that. I'll go toe to toe with you. But I'm not over here trying to convert anybody. I'm not trying to proselytize anybody. So I wanted to say that up front for the new people, because somebody might watch this and they might say, "Oh, he said a bad word or something." What is he talking about? This all right, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, just like you. Okay. The slight difference might be that I'm aware of it. Okay. And once upon a time I wasn't, but it's all good. Now, enough of that. I wanted to do a little bit of house cleaning. So let me read the description box copy, which is not big this week, y'all. It's not big. I didn't write a whole paragraph. I didn't write a mini series in the description box. Okay. So let's do this. The title of tonight's video is NFL Draft 2025: Buck Breaking, Energy Harvesting, and Spiritual Warfare Hidden in Plain Sight. Okay. Now, the passage of scripture I chose to put in the description box tonight is very fitting. It comes from Luke chapter 12, verse 2, and it reads, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known." I'm gonna show y'all some stuff tonight. All right. In tonight's live stream, we will journey beneath the surface to reveal the energetic and spiritual significance of what took place during this year's NFL draft. And let me tell y'all something right now. What I saw, what was revealed to me, y'all, it's a lot bigger than football. It's a lot bigger than football. So we're gonna be talking about that tonight. Now, I have to say this. For Maya, my niece Maya, you understand something. Man, let mommy know that we live tonight, okay? Because we're gonna be talking about some semi-adult themes. It's historical, so you should learn. I mean, when I was your age, I was learning about this stuff too. So shout out to you, Maya. But I want you to let your mom know what we're talking about tonight, okay? So just you might want to grab her and say, "Hey, Ma, Uncle Maddie told me to grab you to pull you on your shoulder and let you know what we're talking about tonight." So, and then if she feels like it's appropriate for you to stick around and watch, then by all means, I want you to be here because this is a matter of history, and I personally think you're old enough to know it. But yeah, mommy's first. Okay. So I wanted to say that. Now let me read some comments, y'all, and then we're gonna jump right in. Let me get this last little bit of juice out of this tea bag. And we're gonna go in tonight, y'all. We're gonna go in tonight because we need to talk about this, y'all. There's a lot going on. I told y'all 2025 is gonna be one for the books. And it looks like every week there's something new. And you're like, is this really happening, y'all? You're like, is this really, really happening? It is. Okay. All right, let me see who's checked in, y'all. Let me see who's checked in. Let me see who roll called up here tonight. We got, of course, Karen. We got Hot Shot. Hot Shot was the first one in the chat. What's up, Hot Shot? We got BE Royalty. What's up, BE? Ali Rowe, how are you? What's up, fam? Thank you for being here tonight. Who else we got? We got Fair Use is legend. It's legendary. Fair Use is legendary. Okay, we got her in the house tonight. We got Angie's memes in the house. Thank you. Yeah, these some old school headphones, Angie. These are the Sennheiser Momentum 2.0s. And I'm going to say this as an aside real quick before I go through the rest of the chat. I stopped wearing Bluetooth. I had to take a break from Bluetooth headphones and Bluetooth earbuds because one of the things I noticed is like a lot of times I'll put them on to listen to frequencies and stuff at night. Like I might want to listen to a delta wave theory or a theta theory. I said delta wave theory, delta wave frequency or a theta wave frequency or something like that, just to kind of put me in that relaxed theta state so I can get information from the other side, stuff like that. Delta give you that good deep sleep. I might be a little bit fidgety, restless or whatever. So I might want to listen to some chakra balancing frequencies as I'm falling to sleep or whatever. And then y'all, I started noticing that I would like kind of wake up with a headache. And I'm like, is this really safe for me to have this Bluetooth signal running on my head? And so I just I took a break from it and I got something I want to show y'all. I use the wired ones now, but what I did was I bought a Bluetooth it's a Bluetooth receiver for wired headphones. So you can plug your head. Let me grab it. I want to show y'all this because y'all might want to see it, and then what I'll do is I'll go in the description box and put maybe a link after the video, or I'll put it in a pinned comment, and I'll put my affiliate link from Amazon. So if y'all want to get them, they might throw me a couple of pennies or something like that. I don't know. But let me grab this really quick and I'm gonna come back. Hey, hang on, y'all. Because this might benefit somebody else might be trying to figure out, hey, all of the phones now don't have headphone jacks in them anymore. And maybe I don't want to use Bluetooth, but I don't have a choice. You do. Let me show you. I'll be right back. Hello from the other side. Must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry. All right, y'all, we're back. So, man, I got to do something with this rug. Okay. All right, so it's this little thing right here. This is called an APEC or whatever, but this is a tiny little Bluetooth receiver, and it's very simple to use, very simple to set up. But you charge it. That's the charging port. It uses a USB-C charger, and this is the headphone jack. So, like, I just brought a different pair here. These are some old Skull Candy earbuds I have. I love Skull Candy sound. I do, y'all. Skull Candy to me is it's not one of the big time advertised brands like Beats and Bose and JBLs and whatnot, but I love the sound of Skull Candy. So I've been using Skull Candy for years. But anyway, so you take this and you plug it in, and then boom, you just turn it on, and then it just whatever. Your phone could be sitting over there across the room. It's got a pretty decent range, so your phone could be sitting across the room, your tablet, whatever you want to sync it to. But this is what I use now. So I've gone back to the wired headphones, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't miss the. I don't miss the. Yo, really, Siri. Yo, let me get this phone out of my pocket. Yo, Siri be getting on my nerves, man. I keep saying to myself, I'm gonna turn this thing off, but anyway, it is what it is. Like Siri, stop eavesdropping on my conversation, Siri. All right. Anyway, so I know I took y'all all the way around the block, but legendary. I just wanted to share that. Angie, I wanted to share that with you. So if you guys want to pick one of those up, it's very inexpensive and it works very well. I'll throw a link. I'll throw my affiliate link on. Some of y'all might want to just go get it right now. I know how y'all do, but I know how it is, I should say. But for those of y'all want to hang out and throw your boy a couple of coins or whatever, I'll put my affiliate link in a description box or in a pinned comment under the video after we're done here. So now, let's see what else we got here. Easy Ball. Okay, new viewer. What's up, Easy? Thank you for being here. Tora Girl in the house, y'all. What's up, Tora Girl? Thank you for being here tonight. She said I wasn't sure we would see you. No, you said you had a lot to do. I'm thankful. Thank you, Tora Girl. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Definitely, I would not miss y'all if I can help it. So this was a great catalyst. I really didn't think I was going to have any content this weekend. Yo, shout out to the subscriber that told me to watch that movie, Conclave. Wow. I might even touch on that in some of the themes here tonight. Yo, that movie was fire. Now that ending threw me for a loop. I was not expecting that. And then I said to myself, I see what y'all doing. It's propaganda, whatever. It was still a good film, though. It's still a good film all in all. All right. Who else we got here? We got Karen. All right. So you said you missed your Skull Candies. Which ones did you have, Fair Use? Because my favorite Skull Candies were the Skull Candy Aviators. I had the brown ones with the like gold colored trim. Those are my favorite headphones of all time. That they looked like me. I like stuff that looks nice. Okay. They look like me. Only problem I have with them is I wore them a lot when I was drafting my first book back there. And I would be like in coffee shops and stuff like that, just so I could catch the vibe, or I'd be in the library or something. I like to be around other artistic people or be around literature and just soak up that vibe. It helps me with it's like a muse for me. And the only problem I had was they would not block out noise. It was a little bit too much noise intrusion. So I would turn the volume all the way up just to make sure I heard everything. But it had a pretty wide sound stage. So those were good. And then I had the Mixmaster mics, the DJ headphones. Those were fire, but they were plastic. The headband was plastic. So they had a problem with them breaking. I knew that when I bought them, but this was these were orange and they had the New York Knicks logo on it. And I was like, yeah, those are the ones I want to get. And I got a couple of pictures in them or whatever, but they broke. They literally broke with me just taking them off and tossing them on the bed. I literally just took them off and just tossed them and crack. They didn't even land on the headband on the bed. Like I don't sleep on concrete anyway. So I took them back. They sent me another pair, and then after that, I was just like, okay. They stopped making them. So now all they do, I think, is I'm not a big fan of the Crushers or whatever, but I like the Buds. But anyway, enough about Skull Candy because they ain't paying me no money for this. What's up, Bella? Bella's in the house. Bella's checking in. All right, y'all. So I've held y'all long enough. Let's get started. We're talking about this buck breaking, y'all. I'm gonna call it exactly what it is. Buck or attempted buck breaking. Attempted buck breaking. And y'all, please forgive me if the voice goes out a little bit. Again, today was my yard work day, and I did wear a face covering. But y'all, this pollen is gangster right now. It's gangster. So you do what you got to do. It's probably got another few weeks, and then it'll be gone or whatever. But that pollen is gangster right now. I don't know where y'all live, but it's real. It's real. So anyway, so let's talk about this thing, y'all. Let's talk about this thing. I'm gonna crack my notes open. All right. Let's start with the buck breaking, y'all. Buck breaking. All right. So a lot of people that watch me know what buck breaking is, but there are some people that watch me that may not know the true depth of what buck breaking is. So there might even be a few people that don't even know what it means. Okay. There are people that watch me from other countries. I got people on 6 or on 5 other inhabited continents. I'm in North America, but I got people on the other 5 inhabited continents that talk to me. That watch my channel, they DM me and stuff like that. So I gotta give respect to them. They may not even know what buck breaking is. They may not even have heard of it. Yo, I got the sister that used to braid my hair before I cut it. When it grows back out, I'll let her braid it again. But she's from Gambia, and she told me like they don't really like teach what really happened here in America over there. And she said she had a really good teacher when she was in elementary school that brought the Roots movie in and showed it to them. And the connection was like the real Kunta Kinte or whatever was from Gambia. So she said when they showed that film to the kids, they were horrified because they didn't know that people treated people like that. They were like, that happened in America? Wait, they look like us. Yeah, so I got to give respect. There's people in other parts of the world that don't even know the real story of the plight of brothers and sisters here in America. So anyway, we're going to be talking about that. But we're going to talk about buck breaking. We're going to talk about energy harvesting. And, we're going to talk about some spiritual warfare because all of this is spiritual warfare, believe it or not. I'm going to show you exactly how that is. And we may even talk about the significance of, not Dion. Dion, you can't take his footprint off his kids, right? Shador going at the 144th pick in the 5th round. Yeah, there's some stuff. There's no such things as coincidences. All right. So let's get into this. Let me begin by sharing an article to the screen with you all, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it for you. So let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Let me open this article up. Thank y'all for being here tonight, by the way. I appreciate y'all. I really do. So let's go here. Let's take that off. I don't need that either. Yeah, okay, I got what I need. Boom. Let's open this up. You know what, y'all? Let me do something. Let me do something really quick. I want to. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I got some background scripture that's going to tie into this right now. I'll talk about it when we get to the spiritual warfare. I'll read that passage of scripture. I was going to read it in the beginning, but I'll read that passage of scripture when we get to the spiritual warfare piece of this. So let's go. Buck breaking. All right. Oh, I don't have it on the screen because this is what it is. First of all, put something in the chat, y'all. Let me know if any of y'all kind of halfway followed the NFL draft this year. If any of y'all followed Deion Sanders, his plight, Deion wanting to coach at Florida State and them snubbing him. Florida State is where he played his college football. They snubbed him, so he ended up going to Jackson State. He coached at Jackson State for what, 2 seasons, I think it was. And 3 seasons he coached at Jackson State and then got a job offer to go coach at a power program of a Big 12. They were in the Pac-12. Now that they switched over to Big 12, but the Colorado Buffaloes. He accepted the job, had a losing season his first year, had a winning season his second year. And his son and some of his favorite players, kids that followed him from Jackson State over to Colorado, they had some really successful careers in Colorado. Okay, Colorado, Deion didn't win the bowl game that he played in or coached in his last year, but his son looked phenomenal, and he was a high valued prospect going into the this year's NFL draft. So put a shout out or something, thumbs up or something in the chat if you know who Deion Sanders is, if you know who Shador Sanders is, if you watched any Colorado Buffaloes games while Deion's son Shador and his son Shiloh were there and Travis Hunter. Just throw something in the chat to let me know if y'all are kind of up on it, because I really don't want to go too far into the background. Some of y'all want just a spiritual piece of it, and I'm gonna show that to you. But yo, throw something in there if you kind of have followed that story, the Deion Sanders story. And I call it the Deion Sanders story because it began with him. So Bella, it's your fellow Seminole. Okay, so y'all know. All right, good. So let me go. Anybody else want to throw a thumbs up in the chat or something, please do. But I'm gonna share this article to the screen. Maya said yes. Ali said yes. Okay, good. All right, y'all. Let me jump right in. I'm gonna jump right in. I'm not playing with them tonight. I'm not playing with them. They messed up. NFL owners messed up, y'all. I'm gonna talk about that in the wrap up. I'm gonna talk about how they messed up this time. They showed their hand, and I'm gonna talk about that in the wrap up. Okay. This comes from talkafricana.com. This is a historical article breaking down what buck breaking was. Okay. Buck breaking no longer occurs in the United States for the most part. I don't know what happens behind closed doors. I don't know what happens off camera. I don't know what kind of weird, sick, sadistic people do in this country. I can probably imagine. I don't care to. But what buck breaking was during the slavery times, which was a physical act, is now done energetically. And I'm going to be talking about that tonight. But first, for those of you who do not know what buck breaking is, I'm going to read it. Okay. Buck breaking: how slave masters used rape I'm gonna read it just like it's written too. I ain't filtering for YouTube. All right, I ain't Nah, we done. We done. This This is full scale spiritual warfare. Why are you trying to be nice in war? Ain't no such thing as nice. Your enemy trying to take your head off in war, and you tell, well, let me be nice too. No, no. There's a way to treat POWs. That's a different story. But when they're out there bucking at each other across the battlefield, and yes, I was a soldier. Okay, you ain't no. Well, let me be nice and go for a leg shot. No, that ain't the way they trained it to us in boot camp. That ain't the way we trained rifle marksmanship. Okay. All right. Anyway, that's a story for another day. I ain't being nice. Buck breaking, how slave masters used rape to emasculate enslaved African men. If it triggers an algorithm, then it is what it is. This is the truth. This is the unfiltered historical truth. All right. And this is what these nasty motherfuckers did. Okay. Here we go. This is from Talk Africana. This was published May 30th, 2023. So this article is about 2 years old. The history of slavery is filled with unimaginable atrocities, and one of the most abhorrent practices employed by slave masters was known as buck breaking. This brutal form of actual abuse. I don't want to try to algorithm too hard because computers ain't got no feelings. They don't care. They're programmed to do what they do. But y'all can see it on the screen, okay? This brutal form of actual abuse was specifically designed. Let me make sure it's showing on the screen. Y'all look at me. See what I mean? I thought I had it on the screen. My bad, y'all. I'm glad I went back and checked it. All right, let's see. There it is. There it is. All right. Let me make it a little bit bigger. All right. The history of slavery is filled. I'm restarting. Buck breaking, how slave masters used rape to emasculate enslaved African men. Yeah, men. By Talk Africana, May 30th, 2023. The history of slavery is filled with unimaginable atrocities, and one of the most abhorrent practices employed by slave masters was known as buck breaking. This brutal form of actual abuse was specifically designed to dehumanize and emasculate African male slaves. They weren't just African, by the way. There were plenty that were POWs of the quote unquote Indian wars. And y'all know who the original Indians are. That's a story for another day. I ain't say were, I said are. Okay. Yeah. Y'all already know what it means when I rub my hair on here. When I rub my hair and rub my face, y'all already know what it means. Are. Continuing. Survivors of this horrific practice endured immense trauma and psychological scars that persisted even after emancipation. Buckbreaking is said to have originated during the Atlantic slave trade, primarily in the Caribbean. It emerged as a means of punishment for rebellious African male slaves, intended to crush their spirits and prevent further resistance. The process began with a slave being stripped naked and subjected to severe beatings, rendering them physically weakened and unable to resist the ensuing actual assault. Masters and overseers would often orchestrate these acts. Let me put that T in there for my English teachers watching. Masters and overseers would often orchestrate these acts to humiliate and degrade the enslaved individual. Buck breaking served as a dual purpose for the white supremacist slave owners. By engaging in acts of sodomy and rape, they sought to emasculate the male slaves, robbing them of their dignity, power, and sense of manhood. These sadistic acts were intended to reinforce the notion of white superiority and black inferiority, so-called white, so-called black. Check out my video, What Can Simple Bags of Flour Teach Us About Race? And you know why I don't like those words, but I'm reading it as written. These sadistic acts were intended to reinforce the notion of white superiority and black inferiority, establishing a hierarchy based on race. And there's a picture there of somebody being flogged as they're secured to the ground, okay? Buck breaking often took place as a public spectacle, particularly during periods of increased slave rebellions. Enslaved men would be stripped, beaten, and then raped by white men in front of a crowd. The intention was not only to humiliate and traumatize the victim, but also to send a message to other slaves, instilling fear and deterring any notions of resistance. In some cases, enslaved men were forced to engage in actual acts with each other in front of their wives and children, inflicting immense emotional pain and trauma. Talking about the NFL buck breaking this weekend. Y'all stay with me. Yeah, I don't give a NFL. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all talking about, by the way. In short order, y'all ain't gonna be running with y'all mouth, crying and complaining about how you used to be on top and you abused your power and it was taken away by the Most High. It's coming. It's written. Read. How about asking? How about that? Them churches that you're putting all that money in. How about you ask the pastor to give you some real and stop giving you fluff? Oh, it's coming, baby. It's coming. Y'all don't even know what y'all did this weekend. Y'all don't even know what you did. That's what happened when you got a calcified, peanut-sized pineal gland. Y'all dumbasses don't even know what you did. The repercussions of buck breaking were devastating for the victims. Many enslaved men who experienced this horrific abuse suffered profound psychological trauma, leading to feelings of shame, self-hatred, and hopelessness. Some resorted to suicide, while others fled in an attempt to escape the constant reminder of their violation. The practice perpetuated a cycle of fear and powerlessness among the enslaved population as they witnessed the brutal consequences of resistance. The psychological, emotional, and physical toll inflicted on enslaved men through buck breaking cannot be overstated. Survivors of this horrific practice endured immense trauma, suffering long-lasting consequences, even generational, even generational, passed down. What do they call that, y'all? Epigenetics. The forced sexual encounters, that's why they did it there too. Don't miss that. But it ain't no more epigenetics is done because y'all time is up. And I'm going to read to you how your time's up. When you go to church next Sunday, NFL owners, ask your pastor to give y'all a real sermon. Wait, he can't do it, can he? That's right. Because the scripture basically said they ain't even authorized to teach it because they don't even know it. Dumbasses. The forced sexual encounters shattered their self-esteem and self-worth, leading to profound psychological scars that persisted even after emancipation. The practice of buck breaking reveals the depths of cruelty and dehumanization to which slave owners stooped to maintain their dominance. The practice of buck breaking reveals the depths of cruelty and dehumanization to which NFL slave owners stooped to maintain their dominance. Its purposeful destruction of the enslaved African male, brown skinned male, Negro, reclassified as Negro male, ancient to modern Israelite slave male identity and sense of self-worth echoes throughout history, impacting generations that followed. Buck breaking, how slave masters used rape to emasculate enslaved brothers. Y'all done around and got hot, y'all. Let me turn the air up and go get me a towel. I'll be right back. You watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. All right, y'all, I'm back. Thank y'all for hanging in there. That article got me a little hot, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Let me respond to this text message I got here really quick. Hang on, fam. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm back. All right, let me read some comments before I go on. Y'all, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get. Yo, it's that's rough. That's rough, especially when you're a man. Especially when you're a man who care about the people you care about. You know what I mean? And this is why I'm convinced. Listen, y'all know how I get down to this channel. You will never hear me say one and done when it comes to life. That's the lie that the church perpetuates. Oh, you live one time and then you spend eternity in heaven or hell. That is the biggest lie ever told. Okay, we recycle. We come back here. We either continue work that was unfinished in the previous lifetime, or that was part of a 3 or 4 lifetime series. Let's call it what it is. As above, so below. Right? Pardon me. So some people are contracted for what? Some actors, some stories go across 4, 5, 6 seasons or whatever. I got to think that existence is the same way. There's a story written somewhere in the heavens, and it takes 3, 4, 5, or 6 lifetimes to play out. So those are some themes that I believe in personally. But I definitely, there's no evidence to support. There is evidence to support reincarnation. There's no evidence to support one and done. All right. And how could they anyway, if that were the case? But I say that to say, some of us are royals and never ever endured such atrocities. But you can't, if you got any type of heart, it's difficult to hear about what happened to some of your predecessors and not get a little bit perturbed, especially when you see it happening energetically today. And that's what I'm going to talk about. All right. So I read that article for the benefit of those of you who do not know what buck breaking is, or never heard of it, or that sort of thing. But I wanted to read that article, and I wanted to explain how that applies to that late drafting of Shedeur Sanders and the non-drafting of his brother Shiloh. Okay, I want to tell y'all how that applies. Now, the latest I heard today, and I stopped watching it because I made it a personal decision to not give any more energy to it once I found out that it was actually energy harvesting, and I'm going to be talking about that in just a minute too. But yeah. So I wanted to talk about how that applied. Now, here's a kid, Shedeur Sanders. Anybody who followed him, you saw him play at Jackson State, and I wasn't a believer because I didn't really know who he was at first. I was like, okay, that's Deion Sanders' son. Deion, he hyping his son up. He doing what a good dad should do. He should try to push his, you want to, when you're wealthy and you got wealthy in a certain industry, you want to teach your children, you want to teach your posterity how to do the same thing. Okay, so they can be free of this system and not have to be enslaved, so to speak, to the 9 to 5. All right. So, but the first time I watched him play at Jackson State, I was like, that kid's kind of nice. He's kind of nice. And so it was enough for me to keep watching him. I'm like, because I love the quarterback position. If I could have played football, I would have played quarterback. I never played football. Anyway, I could say I wish I did, but that wasn't in the cards for me. So that wasn't my lot in life. But if I could have played football, I definitely would have played quarterback. I've just always loved that position. I got my favorites throughout history, but I especially love brothers under center. You know why? Because once upon a time, the NFL, even NCAA football, way back when, they put forth the narrative that the so-called black man did not have the intelligence to play the position. So I always get geeked up when I see a brother lighting it up from under center. I always get geeked up. That's going to be my favorite quarterback in any situation, any year. My favorite quarterback is going to be whatever brother's playing quarterback. Why? Again, because a lot of motherfuckers out there said that we couldn't play the position. We weren't smart enough to play the position. We didn't have the intelligence to play the position. Same bullshit they talked about our predecessors who had to go jump on the battlefield to bail his country out of wars that it was losing. When the war's starting, oh, don't put the Negro in there. He'll run away from combat. Not knowing who they were. Not knowing that these were the seed of the powerful characters that they were reading about in church every Sunday when their pastor decided to read an Old Testament account of the Battle of Gideon or the Battle of you name it, the Gideon versus the Gideon and the Israelites versus the Midianites, Samson, a single man taking down a whole army or whatever. Or if you read the Antiquities, reading about how the Hebrews who were not enslaved in Egypt. This was when they were still cool in Egypt before the benevolent Pharaoh passed away and the malevolent son took over and started enslaving everybody. How they would take them to battle to be reserves, and they end up winning the battle for the Egyptians who were getting routed by the Hittites or whoever they fought. The stories are forever. You didn't know. You didn't know that these ones that you said couldn't fight were the seed of them. Some of you still don't know. Some of you still don't want to know. Some of you don't want to believe it. Some of you watching right now are going to think this is conjecture or this is some bullshit I'm making up. Or as the 1948 state rabbis love to say, oh, well, they're just trying to get an identity for themselves. And I understand it. They want an identity. Projection. How funny. How funny. How funny that when the rest of this prophecy plays out, who's going to be the one that really no identity and who's going to fulfill Jeremiah 16 and 19 to say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there's no profit. Yeah, that's y'all, baby. That's y'all. But let me not get too far off topic. So I'm always going to pull for a brother. Because that brother I'm looking at on the field, that's me. That's me. You say he can't do it, that's me. And I'm not knocking nobody. Listen, I'm not knocking the whole lot. I don't do the whole lot for what the little bit do. That's not who Matt is. Because I remember third grade Matthew, who my Jewish third grade elementary school teacher had a parent-teacher conference with my mother and said, Miss Talford, your son Matthew he's too bright for this class. He needs to be in this gifted and talented program. She's like, okay, well, what do we need to do? Get him in there. And they said, well, I got to tell you, there's never been an African-American, black, they didn't say African-American then. There's never been a black kid in that program. He would be the first. And I think it might be a fight to try to get him in there. There are going to be people that say he's not smart enough, he doesn't belong there. But I'm here to tell you, I will, if you want your son in that program, I will go with you every step of the way. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Watching. That was a quote unquote white Jewish lady. My heart loves her to this day. I don't think she's here on the earth anymore. She was a little bit older then. She had white hair then. But shout out to Miss Levy's family. She said, Miss Talford, I got you. We're going to do this. And the start of my fourth grade year, I was the first black kid in that gifted and talented program in Long Beach, New York. Yes, I have a little bit of a claim to fame. I don't brag about it. It's part of my story. But there again, there was the fight. He can't do it because he's black. So I get a little bit lit when I see bullshit like that. I do. I get a little bit lit. And this past weekend, Shador had to deal with that. But it's bigger than Shador. I'm going to get to that. So when I see a brother under center, I'm pulling for him. I see Lamar Jackson under center, I'm pulling for him. Deshaun Watson had to deal some stuff, but he's under center, I'm pulling for him. Shador Sanders under center, I'm pulling for him. Russell Wilson under center, I'm pulling for him. Jameis Winston under center, I'm pulling for him. That's why. So, Matt, why'd you bring up the buck breaking? Matt? Let me explain something. Shador Sanders, and I told y'all this is bigger than Shador. Shador Sanders, he got a lot of money. He got a lot of money when he was in college. He got a lot of money to play college football. That was legally gotten. Now, mind you, there have been other players of various different, it doesn't matter. I don't want this to be a coloristic thing tonight. If I can, as much as I can help it, I don't want this to be a coloristic thing. Okay. But there have been players, quote unquote, white, quote unquote, black, quote unquote, whatever, that maybe came from lesser means. And there was ways made for them to play ball at certain schools. It was just undercover then. All right. The NCAA said, you know what, because of a lawsuit by former collegiate players where their names, images, and likenesses were being used, and the schools were making money, the NCAA was making money off these guys, and they're like, hey, they're making money off us, and we're not eating off of it. You got kids getting in trouble for stealing food out of supermarkets because they're hungry, but they playing college football. and they charging hella high ticket prices to come watch these kids play. So the NCAA finally said, okay, all right, fine, we got it. Listen, as a part of this settlement, NIL, name, image, and likeness, you can get money now. You can get money. So guess who was getting a grip? Travis Hunter, Colorado, recruited by Deion Sanders. Shedeur Sanders, Colorado, the son of Deion Sanders. Shiloh Sanders, Colorado, the son of Deion Sanders. And there's a bunch of other players around the league, and it doesn't matter what the ethnic group background is. There's other players eating off NIL. It's for everybody. But for some reason, because of the swagger, because of the energy, the electricity, the fire that fire sign Leo Deion Sanders brought to Colorado, there were people that didn't like it. Y'all have seen videos that I did on this channel talking about how a certain coach tried to pretend that he didn't have his players target Travis Hunter to take out the best player on Deion's team 2 seasons ago. All right. They didn't like those guys. Why? Because when you a brother playing this sport, you supposed to be humbling. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I thank you for the opportunity, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Yes, sir, Mr. Such and Such. Yes, sir, Mr. So-so. Yes, sir. I thank you for the opportunity, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to play ball. We're going to keep our mouth shut, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shoulder is a good day to be on your football team, sir. Yes, sir. That's what they want. Meanwhile, the Johnny Manziels of the world, the Peyton Mannings of the world can go around and do shit and get it covered up. Peyton do something. The lady comes out to try to come out and say Peyton did this to me, and they basically strong arm her into shutting her mouth. This stuff shouldn't be going on. This stuff was supposed to end in the civil rights era, right? Right? For the old heads watching, this stuff was supposed to end in the civil rights era, right? So you got this kid. He's good at what he does. One of the highest rated quarterbacks in the NCAA with the worst offensive line. He was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. I'm sorry, in the NCAA football. And yet his touchdown to interception ratio was fantastic. Fantastic. He put up numbers that were as good, if not better, than quarterbacks that had better offensive lines. The kid is hella accurate. Now, does he have some things that Matt doesn't like? Absolutely. One, I don't like. It just is what it is, and I'm not the fastest guy in the world. I'm not known for my speed myself, but I don't like seeing brothers under center who can't burn you for 10, 15, 20 yards if you leave them open and ain't nobody downfield and you ain't got no pressure on him. Shedeur don't necessarily have that speed. He didn't inherit his daddy's speed. Okay, so he did not get the speed from his daddy, but he got an incredibly sharp mind. And he's so accurate, okay? And he does a pretty decent job reading defenses. My other problem with him, in addition to him not being fast on his feet, is sometimes he holds the football too long. Sometimes he takes a sack when he could get rid of the football, but still look at his numbers. Look at his numbers in comparison to the other quarterbacks that went in the draft. Look at his numbers in comparison to the 2 quarterbacks that got drafted in the first round. Look at his numbers, okay? But they didn't like his swagger. Oh, he's coming out. He's showing up at the combine. He's got his gold chains on. He drives a Mercedes truck and okay. All right. So you want to make an example out of him. But not only do you want to make an example out of him, you want to make an example out of his daddy. And remember what buck breaking is. Buck breaking has 2 things. You wanted to make an example out of Shedeur Sanders, even though you know that he was a first round quarterback. He had first round pedigree. He had first round numbers. Other quarterbacks in previous years, they would have gone in the first round. Now, I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say, well, these teams didn't need quarterbacks or whatever, or there wasn't a big demand for quarterbacks in this year's draft. And y'all can say what y'all want to say, but let me stay on my notes, man. Let me stay on my notes. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but what this was, hey, listen, if we don't make an example out of this kid, then he's going to set a dangerous precedent, and other talented brothers like him are going to come out and do the same things that he did when all he was doing was being himself. All he was doing was being himself. Respectful. And see, this is why I say people need to understand astrology. The kid is an Aquarius. Aquariuses are born to buck the system. You cannot buck break an Aquarius. You can't do it. You cannot do it. They were born to rebel. But when you come from an Aquarius, you mess up. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, too. There's two signs. There's two signs in the zodiac out of the 12. There's two signs that you do not come for. Some of y'all know what they are. You can put it in the chat if you do. There are two signs that you don't come for. Aquarius is one of them. Y'all made a grave mistake. Y'all don't even know it. But nothing is coincidence. I think the Most High set Shador right where he needed to be so he could be bait, so he can come in and throw down on y'all ass. Because y'all been doing too much for too long. I'm talking to y'all owners tonight. I'm talking to y'all. Y'all might say, who is this guy? Where's your millions? I told you. When this system falls, in accordance with Daniel chapter 2, and money ain't good for nothing no more, but something, but for toilet paper, y'all gonna find out. Y'all motherfuckers gonna find out who the real royals are. And you just messed with one of them this past weekend. The whole family. But see, y'all ain't got eyes to see and ears to hear, so you don't know royalty when you see it. Dion royalty all day long. Put a king, put a crown in the, put a crown emoji in the chats if y'all agree with me. Dion royalty, whether you like him or not. That dude is royalty. But if you ain't got eyes to see it, ears to hear, you're never gonna see it. So how did that buck breaking article apply, Matt? The owners, buck breaking had two purposes. It was to humiliate the victim, and it was to send a strong message to everybody else watching that says, this is what happens when you get out of line. So what the NFL did was they wanted to send a shot across America and Africa even, because there's a lot of recruits that come from Nigeria that play in college football and then later on to the NFL. Look at what we did to Shador. You will get the same thing if you acted like him. Stay humble, black boy. Stay humble. Meanwhile, Johnny Manziel can get drunk and do whatever the hell he want to do. Oh, there's another message since I mentioned Peyton Manning. They sent a strong message to Dion. Hey, this little royalty thing, this little football dynasty, this little football family thing that you think you're going to create with your black ass, it stops with the NCAA. There's only, if your name ain't Manning, you don't get to be a football family. If your skin don't burn in the sun and your last name Manning, you don't get to be a football family. Who do you think you are, Dion? Did you think we were just going to let you push your kids through? Let me show y'all another quote, because this one has kind of gotten forgotten. Let me show y'all another quote. Some of y'all already know where I'm going. Let me show you a quote by Houston Texans owner Bob McNair, okay? Let me show y'all a quote from him. This came from 2017. This came from 7 years ago, 7.5 years ago. Let me show y'all this. This was back 7.5 years ago. Y'all know what's going on was that Colin Kaepernick stuff. That Colin Kaepernick stuff ain't got nothing on what I just saw this weekend. And y'all gonna know why I say that by the end of this live stream. That Colin Kaepernick stuff ain't got nothing on this. Y'all tap that like button for me if you're just coming in. All right. Let me see. Let me put this on the screen. Some of y'all remember this. Spiritual warfare. You want to clap? Since we in spiritual warfare, you want to clap? Expect a clap back. You want to clap? Expect a clap back. And you never know where it's going to come from. Huh? Texans Bob McNair apologized for saying the NFL can't have inmates running the prison. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Seth Wickersham and Don, this article is from USA Today Sports. This is an article by Adam Stiles, all right, updated October 28, 2017. Seth Wickersham and Don Van Netta Jr. of ESPN pulled back the curtain and provided an in-depth look at the recent NFL meetings between owners and players to discuss protests during the national anthem. Remember, this was the whole kneeling thing. The most eye-raising quote in the article came from Houston Texans owner Bob McNair, who reportedly derailed a discussion when he told other NFL owners that they, quote, can't have the inmates running the prison. The comment came during a meeting that did not include current players, but McNair's words reportedly offended NFL executive and former player Troy Vincent, who was a brother, by the way. And they got a little block quote here. After the owners finished, Troy Vincent stood up. He was offended by McNair's characterization of the players as inmates. Vincent said that in all his years of playing in the NFL, during which he said he had been called every name in the book, including the N-word, he never felt like an inmate. That sparked a back and forth with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, who said NFL owners are historically responsible for the success of the NFL. However, McNair later pulled. Calling me this late for. Get out of here. However, McNair spam. However, McNair later pulled Vincent aside to apologize for the comment and then released a statement Friday after his words were made public in ESPN's reports. He released a second statement Saturday after meeting with the Texans players. The expression of inmates running the prison or asylum is used to describe leadership surrendering power to those being led. But the optics of owners essentially describing themselves as prison wardens aren't great, particularly because police brutality and systematic oppression are at the heart of the player protests. McNair suggested Saturday that his expression was used to describe the NFL league office as the inmates. Yeah, right. Go sit down. Go sit down. I'm not even going to read any more of that because I know what happened. He tried to clean it up, but he couldn't. He couldn't. Well, we can't have the inmates running the prison, right? Buck breaking. Buck breaking. Buck breaking. That's what happened this weekend. So, what did they do? They were trying to buck break Deion Sanders, buck break his sons, okay? The only one they couldn't deny, they could not deny Travis Hunter. That's how they do. That's how they do. They couldn't deny him. They're like, hey, look, if we don't get him, somebody else is going to get him. They could not deny him, okay? Shiloh doesn't even get drafted. He ends up signing as a free agent with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is the last I read. Anyway, I don't care. I don't give no Fs. I don't care. Just listen. A meteorite could come out of the sky tonight and end all of it. Or Yellowstone. Yellowstone can blow in five minutes from now. It wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me none. It wouldn't bother me in the least. I mean that on everything. Energy harvesting. Energy harvesting. Let's talk about that. All right. Some of y'all know what energy harvesting is. I've talked about it on this channel before. If you don't know what it is, go hit your favorite streaming media platform, streaming media platform, and just type in energy harvesting and see what it is. But I've covered it before on this channel. I'm going to talk about why I stopped watching that draft about 3-4 picks into the second round. Okay? 3-4 picks into the second round, I stopped watching the draft. You know why? Because the Holy Spirit showed it to me plain as day. This weekend was not just about buck breaking the Sanders brand. It was not just about buck breaking, using or attempting to buck break, because y'all reign is over. That's why I said attempting. Y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all didn't do anything with that, but recover some of your money. I'm about to talk about that. Y'all recovered some of the money that y'all paid out in NIL. That was part of it too. Don't think for one minute. Let me bring the scripture up, huh? Because I'll lead with the sword. Let me come with the sword here for y'all. Hang on a second. Let me come with the sword. Okay. Let's see. Every time y'all do something stupid, y'all forget. Y'all, man, we supposed to be a Christian and God we trust country, and y'all don't know the word. Because if y'all did, y'all wouldn't do half the dumb shit y'all do, man. Y'all wouldn't do it. Y'all wouldn't do it. But you're not authorized to even be teaching this stuff. That's in the scripture too. Y'all done lost control, man. That's it. It's over. It's been snatched from you in accordance with Bible prophecy. Let's go to book of Matthew real quick. Y'all want spiritual warfare? You got it, baby. You got it. You got it. Y'all don't even know who y'all be messing. Y'all don't even know who y'all be messing with, man. Let's go here. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Let me lead with the sword so y'all know what it is. Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false enlightened ones and false prophets, mouthpieces, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Pay attention to that last part. If it were possible, and y'all, I apologize for the green. I've tried to take that highlighting off there a number of times, and I don't even remember how I got it on there, but I couldn't get it off, so it's fine. That last part says, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Let me give it to y'all in a different app. That might be a little bit more legible. Because I want y'all to be able to see it. I don't want y'all to think Matt pulling it out of his fifth point of contact, because I'm not. All right. Let's open the KJVA app and share that to the screen. Matthew 24 and 24, red letter edition. Y'all know what that means. For there shall arise false Christs, aka false enlightened ones. Okay? There shall arise false Christed ones. That high state of consciousness, enlightenment. For there shall arise false enlightened ones and false mouthpieces. A prophet is just a mouthpiece for the divine, a mouthpiece for the Most High, a mouthpiece for the spirit realm. Okay? There's righteous prophets, there's prophets of the light, there's prophets of the darkness too. Okay? But this said there shall arise false enlightened ones, aka Christs, as is written here, and false mouthpieces of the light, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Pay attention to this part right here. Insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. That's all you need to see. That goes across any discipline. It ain't just about false Christs and false prophets. That's about leaders telling you false words, NFL leaders and owners telling you false words, but they ain't fooling the chosen ones. Elect means chosen, right? When you elect the president, you've chosen the president. So it says, if it be possible, they shall deceive even the very chosen ones. Which chosen ones? The chosen ones that were sent here from the Most High to do a specific mission, which in part is to call y'all, think y'all smart, but y'all stupid asses out. Okay? That's what, so you ain't gonna fool them. You ain't gonna fool them. So let me explain to y'all now. Let me drop dime. Let me spill some tea. Let's spill some tea. I don't pay that New York Giants cup no mind. Yeah, I'm a Giants fan. I have been for a long time. But don't even get me started, man. Let me get me started. I've had that cup for a long time, and I'll put it up here to drink in front of y'all for a very specific reason. Okay? Let me explain to y'all. Let me reveal to y'all what gets revealed to the very elect. I stopped watching that draft when it was revealed to me early in the second round that this was an energy harvest. It was an energy harvest, and it was this. Let me read some more scripture. I told y'all the Bible's not a religious book. It's a spiritual book. It's a spiritual book and a book of prophecy. Let's go here, because I'm coming back to this one tonight too. I'm smacking y'all with the word. I'm smacking y'all. Y'all might see attitude. I'm smacking y'all with the word. Smacking you. Pardon me, y'all. Jeremiah 30 and 8. All right? Jeremiah 30 and 8, prophecy. For it shall come to pass in that day. Which day, Matt? It's coming. That day that's knocking on the door. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, the Most High, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck. He's talking to Jacob. I will break his yoke from off thy neck. Somebody said, whose yoke? I'm going to show you in a minute. And will burst thy bonds. A yoke is something that's used to control. Bonds is something that's used to control. I own you. The yoke of bondage they used to put on the so-called slaves, all right? For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Most High, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Strangers. I broke that down in another live. Strangers means foreigners or immigrants. Who was on this land first? Okay, so now you know who the stranger is. That's being referenced in that passage of scripture. I don't want to hear, I was born here. I'm the fourth generation here from Scotland. No. I don't care if you were born here, right? Ain't that what y'all doing now? Sending people back to what you call it, talking about, well, you weren't born here and you can't just sneak across the border and have a kid and your kid. Why you think Matthew said, why you think you need to read scripture? Why you think Matthew 7:1 say, judge not that you be not judged, because you'll be measured by the same measuring stick. Oh, it's okay for you to, wait a minute, be careful, because you can apply that same measuring stick to yourself. Be very careful. It will come to pass in that day that I'll break his yoke from off thy neck and burst thy bonds, and strangers shall serve themselves no more of Jacob. Let me explain to you what happened this weekend. What happened was the NFL kept y'all watching the draft, hoping to see those Sanders boys go in round 1 or round 2. You wanted to see what team they were going to go to. The NFL knew. They calculated. Don't think they didn't. Don't think they didn't know for 1 minute that they could sell some high ticket priced advertising because they knew y'all were going to be watching. They knew y'all were going to be watching. So this is how they recoup the money, okay? This is how they recoup the money. This is how they recoup the money that they paid to these Sanders boys in NIL. They get it from the advertisers and make y'all watch. You didn't watch it day one. Oh, he went a whole 32 picks. They didn't pick Shador. They didn't pick Shiloh. Well, we're sure he'll go in the second round. Let's watch again tomorrow. So y'all watch for hours, watching the Dog and Pony Show and watching the ads and still getting your heart broken. That's the energy harvest part. You don't ever hear energy harvesting in association with high vibrational energy. You only hear energy harvesting in association with low vibrational energy. This is why the news media always is showing you something sad, something that will make you sad, something that will make you mad, or something that will make you afraid. Why? Because these low vibrational, inorganic beings, as Ralph Smart calls them on his Infinite Waters channel, the inorganic ones feed off low vibrational energy. It's like cancer cells, which we're finding out today now are nothing, a little more than parasites. Okay. They say if you kill the parasites, the cancer goes away. I've been hearing that from so many sources now. How about that? How about that? That's game changing. So anyway, you feed sugar and low nutrition fuel to these cancer cells, and that's what they eat, and they multiply. Guess what? These low vibrational beings are the same way. They can't eat. High vibrational energy produces light. There you got it. There's the secret right there. The light versus the darkness. What does the scripture say? The darkness hated the light. That's why they can't stand to see you smiling. That's why they can't stand to see you happy. That's why some of y'all watching me right now got haters that can't stand to see you coming, because you always happy and they want to be sad. So when you come in with the light, that light hurts their eyes. Instead of them saying, you know what? I want to be like that. I want to be light too. If they can emit light energy, I can emit light energy too. Yeah, we talk about spiritual things on this channel. I told you the NFL thing was just a catalyst to show y'all what really happens and what spiritual warfare looks like. So what did they do? They got y'all watching. They knew. They look how many brothers and sisters started rocking Colorado Buffaloes gear that wouldn't have never worn it. Started buying their ticket sales, their paraphernalia sales, all of that stuff went through the roof when Dion and them got there. So they knew it was going to be a whole bunch of y'all watching that draft, and they knew that if Shador had gone with the first pick, the second pick, the third pick, they'd have been, hey man, I'm done. I don't need to see no more. Boom. Now that big ad revenue base, that strangers serving themselves of them, Jeremiah 30:8, is gone. Now you can't serve yourself for me because I ain't there to watch. Now you can't serve yourself. Now you can't sell. Now you can't get advertisers to pay you money to play their ads and target them to certain demographics, because that demographic is gone. 50% or more of your watch base, your viewer base of the NFL draft is gone if Shador Sanders and Shiloh Sanders go first and second round. They ain't watching anymore. So they want your ad revenue. So now, not only did they get an SHIT ton of money, but on top of that, they got that low vibrational energy of y'all being sad and throwing up your hands, and everybody, and it's sustained, right? Because people were still talking about it after the draft. First round was over, the programming went off, and they cut over to something else, sports news or something like that, whatever. Everybody talking about it now. People tweeting about it. Man, they fouled, man. Man, they should have. My brother hit me up. He ain't watched two Colorado games, and he hit me up talking about Shador. I'm like, did you watch him play, D? Did you watch him play? He's a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. He got flaws, but what quarterback doesn't have flaws? Every quarterback in the NFL ain't mobile. That don't make you being mobile doesn't have anything to do with how many yards you're throwing for, how many touchdowns you're throwing for. That just helps your ability to make plays when the offensive line breaks down, or any type of read options or run options that involve the quarterback. That just opens your playbook up and gives you more options when you got a weak offensive line. That's it. Okay? At the end of the day, your job is still you got wide receivers on the field. If the defense know you're going to run all the time, you can't throw, you're not a good quarterback. But they got to watch you if you can throw. And then you get an offensive line and put them around them, and now you can protect them. You can't get to them and sack them. That quarterback trouble for you. Shador is such a quarterback. But he didn't get drafted. So now all of these people are talking about it. They're upset. He didn't get drafted. He should have gotten drafted. Trump even got in a dog and pony show. He's tweeting out, anybody that wants to win should draft Shador Sanders. What are you guys doing? It's a big circus. And them inorganic ones, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I forget I got kids watching me sometimes. I ain't gonna do it. Y'all know what I was about to do. Some of y'all do. Oh, yeah, this is awesome. They're sad. They're mad because their guy didn't get drafted. Let's wait. I can't wait till the end of the second round to see what kind of anger and pissed off and sad and tears energy we can do. By the way, Dion, so much for your I ain't hard to find. We coming. You're not coming anywhere, Dion. They ate it up. Energy harvest. So y'all running around here, man. I turned it off, y'all, because I said, wait a minute. I see the game. Y'all are holding a whole demographic that watches football captive, waiting to see when their guy is going to get drafted and what team he's going to. That was the energy harvest. And that was how they got their money back. I don't know how much money they made in ad revenue with that draft, but I guarantee you that the system got back a considerable amount of the money they paid to those Sanders boys or Sanders men. So they paid to those Sanders men in NIL money. I guarantee it. That's the game they didn't want y'all to see. That's the game they didn't want y'all to see. If it be possible, he fooled the very elect, but you can't fool the chosen ones. Not when you got a peanut-sized pineal gland that's calcified. Go sit down. You think you're smart, you're stupid. Money don't make you smart. Dumbasses. Go read some scripture. It's such a Christian country. Go read some scripture, right? I heard y'all, any of y'all watch Big Judah? Put a thumbs up in the chat. I heard Big Judah drop one. I was like, what is this? What is this papal secret thing or whatever? Or Pope secret or papal secret? I'm like, that's executive privilege on steroids. Y'all go check Big Judah's channel out. I was like, y'all do all kind of. That ain't got nothing to do with this, but I'm like, that's more of the same. This is why some of these people don't get prosecuted for the stuff that they do, these so-called priests, for some of the stuff that they do to children. They can brush it under the rug, and when you ask about it, hey, that's a papal secret. That's like executive privilege, attorney-client privilege. I don't have to tell you. Papal church privilege. Don't ask again. The Most High bringing all of it out. He dragging it all out into the light, and he going to judge it. And it's going to be judged before everybody's eyes. For all of that buck breaking, it's going to happen before everybody's eyes. Y'all don't want to see the example that the Most High about to make of these wicked ones. Y'all sitting up in your high towers. I got a mind to read Amos 9 for y'all so y'all can see again what y'all getting. Think you can run? Amos 9 got y'all covered. And Amos 9 is covered by Isaiah 55 and 11. So what he says in Amos 9 is covered by Isaiah 55 and 11. Y'all learn how to put that together. His word don't return void. Energy harvesting. All right. All right. Spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare. Edom made their NIL money back that went to the Sanders sons. All right. Had everything to do with the ad revenue generated off the number of so-called black football fans that knew that the NFL knew were only watching the draft to see where Shador and Shiloh were going to go. Let's hold them to the end. So he finally gets picked in the 5th round when ain't nobody else watching. They don't televise those late rounds. Not national TV. So y'all had to pay attention to see where he went. Some of y'all had to be looking at your phones and stuff. They don't televise those late rounds. So they made their money off y'all. That's how they do. That's how they do, y'all. That's what happened. That is what happened. All right? All right? Let me read some comments, and then I'm going to come back. We're going to talk about that 144. That wasn't a coincidence either. Shador was picked. He was drafted in the 5th round with the 144th pick. 144, that sound familiar? 144,000. Put 3 zeros behind that. Sound familiar? Let me read some comments. All right. Crazy, y'all. Crazy, the spiritual warfare out here. It's crazy. And they think they slick. We out of that age of Pisces. Everything being shown now, buddy. We out of that age of Pisces. We are out of that age of Pisces. Tora girl, thank you so much. Thank you so much. What else we got here? What else we got? I love that your niece wants to learn. She's a beautiful soul. She is really a beautiful soul. She really is. She really is. She back. She back from the cosmos. I don't know where she was before, but she's definitely back. She's an old soul. I love her. Let's see. We appreciate all your wisdom and knowledge. Thank you, Fair Use. Thank you. Thank you. She says she misses her skull candies, the black Bluetooth. Bella in the house there. Says she got a Bose sound bar charged up too. Yup. Bella says she's a fellow Seminole. Yup, got it. She said, I was happy to see Big Judah discussing this situation. I was happy to see you talking about this energy harvesting, evil butt and buck breaking evil event. That's exactly what it was. But they ain't break nothing. I'm gonna show y'all something. You can't break royalty. You can't. Royalty will come back and get you in the next lifetime. You can't. And when you didn't he say, touch not my anointed ones and do my prophet no harm? You know, anointed means chosen. Do you know that I'm going to come back to them 2 signs. Let me read some more. Grape, their most effective weapon of genocide. Yep. Yo, what's up, Capri 10? Shalom, what's up? NFL is the modern version. Sure is. Diddy comes. Yup. This is to put Deion Sanders in his place. Absolutely. Those hating ass Edomites can't stand a successful. They can't. They can stand it if you act like you under them. They can stand it then. They can stand it as long as you act like you're the teacher's pet. That's why they love Oprah. I'm like, Oprah, you got freaking national policy changing money. And Oprah's still out here acting like she's an employee. It blows my mind. I'm like, Oprah, did you forget you were a billionaire? But she had to kiss the ring. She says, see, Deion isn't out here being a Shannon Sharp. Deion is out here doing his business. Exactly. Deion making money moves. Been making money moves. Thank you, V. Reshaw. Thank you. Yeah, I'm telling you. They think they're so smart. I came on here tonight to show y'all the game because I didn't want y'all getting caught up in the wrong thing. I wanted you to see the bigger game. This is why I came on here tonight. When you know, you know. Yup. It's my great-great-great-grandparents. Wow. Our baby Matt in the class. Yo, Bella, I be getting lit sometimes. I don't like it. Yo, thank y'all for putting the crowns in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Kasha said, that's right. I'm an Aquarius. I am my mother's daughter, mother of the celestial spiritual realm. Do not come for me if I did not call you. Yo, I love that hot shot. I'm going to have to use that. She said, do not come for me if I did not call you. She said, I buck chiefs of police departments. I never play game. You can't met. It's 2 signs. Let me go ahead and tell y'all the other one. Okay, since she brought that up, let me go ahead and tell y'all the other one. Capricorn. Let me explain something to y'all. Mama Saturn has 2 children, a son and a daughter. Mama Saturn is the ruler of time and karma, among other things, structure, order, all of that other stuff. Saturn don't play. This is why your Saturn placement in your natal chart is so important. A lot of people don't know that. That Saturn placement, I did a whole video on that. I don't even know if I brought that back from. I need to shut my and I need to bring that stuff back over from what do you call it? Anyway, it'll come back to me. I need to put those things back on the channel. That Saturn placement is a very important placement. Let me explain something to you. Mama Saturn does not play about her children. She don't. When you come for an Aquarius, you're going to get that work. When you come for a Capricorn, you're going to get that work. Okay? Those are 2 signs that are ruled by Saturn. Okay? That means they came here to do some heavy stuff. Saturn is that energy of hard, heavy lessons. So when an Aquarius shows up on this earth realm, move out their way because they're doing something for humanity. They're the humanitarians and the rebels. They come to innovate. They come to change the game. They come here with a specific job to do that is not easy. So when you come for an Aquarius, that's instant karma. Capricorn is the other one, okay? When you come for Capricorns come here to do heavy lifting. They come here to do heavy lifting. Look at the archetype. Look at that mountain goat. Look at how they scale the most difficult and treacherous, high, rocky terrain to get to the top. And they're carrying the weight of their own, they're carrying the weight of their own body, their body weight. They go places no other animal could go. You know what that means energetically? God sends them in to do some work that nobody else could do. They were chosen. Don't stay out of their way. Don't mess with them. And karma ain't taking months or years to pay out no more. Karma is like a next day delivery on Amazon right now. Everybody that had a hand in that attempted buck breaking and that public humiliation ritual, and that's what it was too. It was a public humiliation ritual. Well, that's what buck breaking is. Y'all ain't gonna have an opportunity to see the effects of what you hoped would happen down to generations coming behind, even the next class, because there may not be no next class. I told y'all 2025 gonna be a one to remember. Wait until February of 2026 when Saturn, the planet of time and karma, meets up with Neptune, the ruler of the 12th house, which is the bridge between the spiritual realm and the physical realm, the bridge between heaven and earth. Wait till those two signs meet up at the celestial etheric degree, 0 degrees of the warrior sign Aries next February. Saturn and Neptune are going to meet at 0 degrees Aries in February of next year. What y'all think coming to the earth? What y'all think coming to the earth? Karma, payback. I wouldn't be surprised if it weren't a cessation of time as we know it. Time as we know it is already breaking down anyway. Y'all thought y'all was so smart. Y'all didn't even know y'all walked into a trap. The Most High set y'all up. He laughing at y'all. Y'all thought y'all laughing at Dion. He laughing at y'all. Dion don't bother nobody. Shadur don't bother nobody. Shiloh don't bother nobody. That brother and his wives that he had them with, I know they got, some of them got different moms or whatever, but they raised those children right. None of Dion's kids been in jail. None of them been in trouble. None of them. They have their own personalities like all of us do, but he raised those young men the right way. Stand up. Ain't nobody accusing them of the stuff that Peyton Manning got brushed under the rug. Yeah, y'all forgot, right? Go read up on that if it ain't been scrubbed from the internet. Go read up on it. Some of them same people y'all love, adore, and worship, they devils behind closed doors. Dion raised his kids the right way. They doing the right thing. They ain't bothering nobody. They just flossing their money. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Johnny Manziel did it. The NFL tried to, hey, let's get him in some rehab. They tried to help Johnny Manziel. Johnny Football. They tried to help him. He drunk all in public. Ben Roethlisberger, a.k.a. Lisberger, cleaned his image up. Hey, let's clean that up. Hey, woman coming out telling y'all what he did. Let's clean that up. They only showed themselves. Yep. What they don't know is that their time is over. They about to find out in short order, Tora girl. Said, yo, I've been saying this for the longest. This country's far from God. Yep. And God we trust. Yeah, right. Which one? Sound like the God y'all trust in is Baal, the money god. Yep. How about that? Pontifical. Big Judah broke that down. Yep, he did. I didn't pay that draft any attention. Yep. Y'all go watch that Big Judah video where he was talking about papal secrets or something like that. Pontifical secrets or something like. Y'all go check that out. All right, 144. I'm about to talk about it. Big Judah this down. I never pay attention. Yep. Royalty never gives up. That's their inorganic asses. Yep. You can't stop royalty. You can't stop galactic royalty. You can't. All you do is piss off the celestials. Y'all don't think they watching from the other side? Everything is fake. I haven't watched TV in 8 years. I don't know. I don't know if a storm is coming. LOL. My neighbor will call me and say, hey, Hey, Captain, there's a storm coming. Don't go to the park or the gym. Wow. Wow. All right. All right. So let's get this off the screen, y'all. Now, let's talk about the significance of this 144, and then I'm going to wrap up, okay? I mean, what else is there to talk about? 144, numerologically, you break that down. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. So he gets drafted 144 in a 9 year. That's 9-9 energy. That's a portal, okay? That's 9-9 energy. Now, but on top of that, 144, could he be one of the 144,000? We don't know. We got billions of people around the earth saying they all part of the 144,000. I'm like, yeah, them numbers don't line up. Everybody ain't members of the 144. But when you read that scripture, let me bring it up. Y'all ain't even catching my mute button tonight. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry. Here we go. She said about to be like an avalanche on them. It's coming. It's coming. It is so coming. I told y'all, man, the most I could push the button right now, it wouldn't bother me none. It wouldn't bother me none. I'm protected. It wouldn't bother me none. It wouldn't bother me. They could push it right now at this moment. Yellowstone could blow right now. It wouldn't bother me. It would not bother me at all. At freaking all. It would not bother me. All right, let's see this. This comes from Revelation 14:1. 14:1, right? 14:1. There's that 1 and that 4 again. Let's see. Revelation 14:1. Let me bring that up on the screen here, y'all. Shador Sanders gets drafted in the 5th round. What were you activating? Were you trying to activate something? Y'all wait and draft them in the 5th round. I've been telling y'all about that 5 energy all year long. They play with that. They play with that 5 energy. What were y'all trying to activate? No coincidences. Revelation 14:1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. If y'all are looking for somebody to have something written across their forehead, you're not smart. You know what that means? Written in their forehead, that means it's sealed inside the forehead. You know what's inside the forehead? The pineal gland. You know what that means? That means there's a frequency that the 144,000 emit. And guess who's the only one with the frequency receiver? Guess who's got the receiver? The pineal gland is the frequency transmitter. The Most High got the frequency transceiver. So he already knows who the 144,000 is because they were encoded before birth. Sealed in their forehead, sealed inside their foreheads. That's that pineal gland. They emit a frequency. I wonder if y'all tried to over one of the 144,000. I have to wonder. 144. He goes with the 144th pick in the 5th round. Maybe what got activated is him, if he's one of the 144,000. Y'all, wouldn't it be a trip if hypothetically, like nobody knows what the flip is going to look like when it's finished? Nobody knows what it's going to look like, okay? But wouldn't it be irony if Shador had to turn around and judge these same mofos that tried to play him? I couldn't write a better movie script. I could not write a better movie script. That would be classic. That would be classic. Y'all mess with a kid who ain't bothered nobody. On the 3rd day of the draft, by the way. On the third day, he rose. From the dead. He wasn't supposed to be drafted. All kinds of little synchronicities in there. Y'all killed him on day 1 of the draft, and he rose on the 3rd day of the draft. All kinds of synchronicities in there. All kinds of synchronicities in there. Let me show y'all something here, man. Let me show y'all something here. Let me show y'all something. Hang on. Y'all be sure. Y'all be sure y'all check this out if y'all haven't seen it. I know I talked about this in another movie. I'm not going to show it for copyright reasons on here, and I want y'all to support this brother's work. Y'all make sure y'all see this. It's on Tubi. You can watch it. You can watch it free on your web browser, or if you got the Tubi TV app on one of your devices, y'all be sure y'all watch this. It's titled Theft of the Black Gods, the Superheroes. Y'all watch that, okay? It's a documentary by Abasi Okoro, okay? Abasi Okoro. And by the way, y'all stop calling everybody everybody on the African continent is not a Hamite, okay? You can tell the difference. There's a visual, there's some what's the word I'm looking for? Anthropological differences, okay? All right. Sometimes some of us get too caught up and we see an African name or Nigerian and think, okay, well, no, no. Everybody in the African continent is not a Hamite. There's Hamites and Shemites on the African continent. Just wanted to throw that out there for somebody. But this brother, y'all be sure y'all check this out. Theft of the Black Gods, the Superheroes. All right. Not gonna play it on here. Y'all be sure y'all check that out. Now, and don't do it right now. Wait till after the video, please. Okay. All right. Help me out. Help me out there. Now, let me move on. That 144. I talked about it. He goes 144. 9. It breaks down to 9. It's a 9-year end of a cycle. Second Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. All right. Man, I'm gonna be laughing if Shadur gets crowned and he gotta deal with all 32 of y'all owners. Talk about y'all. All right, let me wrap this up, y'all. So, got a few questions for myself that I'm sharing with y'all that I wrote. Number 1, did the NFL show their hand? Did they expose some of their inner workings? What do you mean, Matt? What do you mean did the NFL show their hand? Did they expose some of their inner workings? I think they did. Now, some of y'all are going to say, well, people, let's just hogwash to say that the owners collude, and the owners don't collude. They don't get together. Y'all don't know what the owners do. All right. Here's my theory. And this is what dumb-ish like this gets people thinking. This is why you need smart people around you. But there's a passage of scripture somewhere, y'all, that says that God doesn't give wisdom to the wicked. I gotta remember that one. If somebody knows it and wants to put it in the chat. Where is that? Let me see. Hang on. Ecclesiasticus. Yo, shout out to that homie that did that play on words with Ecclesiasticus. She said Ecclesiasticus. That was one of the funniest things I ever heard. That was pretty funny. Ecclesiasticus. Let's see. Chapter 19. Let me see if this is the reference I'm looking for, y'all. Chapter 19. Okay, this isn't exactly it, but I saw another one somewhere. But Ecclesiasticus 19 and 22 says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. Okay. So it's basically saying the counsel of people who err is never going to be prudent. Okay. Let me see if there's another reference. Let's see. She commanded no man to do what not given any man. Like, no, that's not it. I'll find it one day, y'all. Let me see. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be to the. Let's see. All right. There's a passage of scripture, y'all. I just can't remember it. And maybe I'm paraphrasing it. Maybe it actually reads a different way, but I won't waste any time, y'all. I looked at my last video and I was like, okay, I was looking for something for like 5 minutes. Let's not do that again, Matt. All right. Quality control. I told you I'll watch all the videos when they're done. So anyway, y'all get some smart. I ain't gonna even tell you. Keep the dumb people around you. Please keep keeping dumb people around you. All right. The Most High ain't never gonna give wisdom to the wicked. You know why? Because y'all would destroy the world. Y'all are dangerous enough with the knowledge that you think you have. Y'all do enough damage with that. He ain't never gonna give wisdom to y'all. So anytime y'all think y'all getting over on somebody, the wise looking at you like, why is that ostrich sticking his head in the sand? Does he think just because he can't see me that I can't see him? That's what y'all look like. All right. So Did the NFL expose their hand? Did they expose some of their inner workings? Was this a collaborative effort to send a message to the Sanders clan? I think it was. But let me tell you what I mean when I say, did the NFL expose some of their inner workings? Let me tell you what I mean by that. What if this is the kind of stuff that gets you thinking when you see stuff like this? What if the reality of the NFL draft is that it is not held live? What if the live draft is a lie? Here's what I mean by that. What if the NFL draft is like fantasy football, an in-person fantasy football draft? I'm not talking about the live drafts that, a lot of y'all watching me play fantasy football. Proverbs 21 and 30. Let me pause on my thought. Proverbs 21 and 30. Thank you, Bella. Let me take a look at that. Proverbs 21 and 30. Thank y'all for being here tonight. There is no wisdom nor understanding nor counsel against the Lord. The horses. That's not quite the one, Bella, but thank you for throwing that in there already. The live one is a lie. LOL. They already called each other. Shaking my head. The rest is a show. That is, Bella, you took the words right out of my mouth. I think that they do like the old days of fantasy football when, let's say you had a fantasy football league of 12 teams. Those 12 owners would get together at somebody's house or a conference room or something like that, and they would write stuff up on the board and do their picks live in front of each other. What if they actually do their draft amongst each other and have these conversations, and then by the time they bring it to the television, they're putting on a dog and pony show, getting people excited when the draft is already taking place? Of course, they're never going to admit that. But, and I wrote this in my notes, I said, wouldn't a public NFL football draft be the equivalent of the Vatican doing a public display of a papal election? Think about that. When they're electing the Pope, do they do that? And shout out again to whoever asked me to watch Conclave this weekend. That was very telling. Now, I kind of knew how that election worked because I watched that series, Borgia, years ago. So I kind of knew how that worked. But wouldn't the NFL doing a live draft in front of the public be the equivalent of the Vatican going through their election process to get a pope in front of everybody? I think they do that. I think that draft is done by the time they bring it to the screen. I think it's already done. Because then, if you're all in a conference room, you can say, "Hey, guys, hey, I'm gonna try to mimic Jerry Jones. Hey, boys, what are we gonna do about that Deion Sanders? We got to do something about Deion and Shador. I want him to come to Dallas, but I don't think I want that kind of hoopla around my Dallas Cowboys football team. Now, we got to do something about it. We got to send a message out. If we don't do something about him, how many more Shadors are going to come up after him? And they could be a lot worse. They could be a lot worse. What are we going to do when the next kid comes up and says he's making all kind of NIL money? He's showing up at the combine wearing all his gold, all right, with his rims and low-profile tires. Ain't even taking a snap in the NFL yet, and he wants to show off. We got to send a message to them, boys. Let them know you're going to be humble if you come in here. Hey, I agree with Jerry. Hey, now I agree with it. I'm just saying, hypothetically. Hey, I agree with him. Hey, you know what? He's got a point. Hey, you know what? He's got a point. Yeah, that kid made more money than me last year. Yeah, let's put him in his place. And that Deion, yeah, no, he's not Archie. We're going to make sure you're never going to be an Archie Manning. We're going to make sure you're never going to be an Archie Manning. Don't even think about it. The buck stops for you at college. Wouldn't a public draft be the equivalent of the Vatican doing a public papal election? That's what I'm saying. So, I think they showed their hand this weekend. That's that. And now, let me say this, y'all, because I'm about done. I don't think they're done with their humiliation ritual. They're not done. Here's why I say that. The Cleveland Browns drafted another quarterback the round before they took, was it the third? Did they draft him in the third or the fourth round? Let's see. Cleveland, let's see. NFL 2025 draft results. I don't think they're done. Let's see. Tracking every pick. Let's see. Bleacher Reports. Is that what I want? Yeah, let's go to the fourth round. No, this would have been in the third round. Yeah. Third round, 94th pick, the Cleveland Browns took Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback from the Oregon Ducks. Now, Dylan and Shador had similar numbers. Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders had similar numbers. So I think what they're doing, I don't think they're done messing with him. I think they want to continue. I think they want to continue that humiliation. Yeah, y'all don't want me to speak. I know. I come fully equipped. Y'all don't want me to speak on this. They're not done messing with Shador. Cleveland drafted a quarterback in at the end near the end of the third round, and then they come back in the fifth round and pick Shador. So what they're going to do? You got two rookie quarterbacks from two high-powered offenses. Okay, both of them can throw the ball. Both of them were successful. Both of them had similar numbers. Okay. Now Shador's quarterback rating, I think his overall quarterback rating, his QBR was a little bit higher than Dylan Gabriel's was, but pardon me. And Shador did it on a team with no offensive line. Oregon could pass block. They could probably pass block some low-rated NFL defensive lines. Oregon's offensive line is that good. Okay. So here's this Dylan Gabriel. He did it behind a Rolls Royce of an offensive line, and Shador had to do it behind a Honda Civic of a offensive line. So one had a 5-star offensive line. The other one, hey, you want to play offensive line? Hey, can you block? Oh, we can show you how to block. You're 350 pounds. Hey, come on, we'll put you in a suit. We'll show you how to block. Now they blocked better last season, but that 2023 season, I felt bad for that kid. I felt bad for him. I'm like, man, he's taking a lot of hits. Dion, maybe you want to sit him down for a minute. Give him a spell. He's taking a lot of hits. Give him a spell on the sideline. Bring another kid in for a spell, whatever. Boom. He put those numbers up with behind a horrible offensive line. So, but here's what they're going to do. They're going to get him in there, and they're going to create a quarterback controversy. And Dylan Gabriel, if he doesn't get injured, he'll probably start. So they could further humiliate him. And you let this kid slip to the fifth round, guess what? You don't have to pay him first round money when he's worth first round money. Well, he doesn't need first round money. He got the money in the NIL. He got money from the NIL that some of these other kids didn't get. He doesn't need first round money. His dad's rich. Isn't that par for the course with a lot of players? Isn't that par for the course? Oh, his dad can't be rich. He gotta have come from a broken home, single parent home, and have a heartwarming story for y'all to get behind him. If his daddy rich and he a brother, and he got that Dion primetime swagger, well, y'all got to put him in his place, right? Just like the Seminoles tried to, and look what happened to them in the bowl game. They got their head beat in, 2 seasons ago, Georgia beat them down, beat them like they stole something. God don't like ugly. So they're not done messing with him. One, they don't have to pay him first round money now. 2, they're going to put him in a quarterback controversy situation. And 3, probably to further humiliate him, they'll probably bench him and start the other guy. That's my prediction. I could be wrong, but I don't care. I don't care. I told y'all what was going on, how they keep this matrix going. They keep the people with the gift, the people who are the energetic reality creators. They get you to keep this matrix going by your putting your hope and desire to see something that they put forth that's in the future. Man, I can't wait till next season to see what such and such going to do. I told y'all, Most High, come hit the button right now. Go ahead and open up them chimneys of Zion under Yellowstone. Do it right now. Send that stone that was cut without hands in Daniel chapter 2. Send it right now. Send it right now. I don't care. I don't want to see nothing else y'all putting out. I like my future better. I shouldn't even say future. I like the other reality I'm moving toward. I like that reality better. Because in that reality, y'all ain't running nothing. And that's in scripture, but I bet you Joel Osteen ain't gonna tell you that. Let me show you what that is. Bet you Joel Osteen ain't gonna tell you that. Let's go back to Jeremiah. Let's go back to Jeremiah. Bet you Joel Osteen ain't gonna tell you that the Joel Osteens of the world and the establishment ain't gonna be running in the world to come. Bet you he ain't gonna tell you that. Bet you he ain't gonna tell you that. And he should be telling you, he's doing you a disservice. Hmm. Let's go to Jeremiah 30 as we wrap up, y'all. Let's go to Jeremiah 30 and show y'all. Let's show the folks what's coming. Let's show y'all some prophecy. Let's show y'all wicked plantation owners talking about we can't have the inmates running the prison. Let me show y'all wicked prison wardens masquerading as football team owners. Let me show y'all. So, let me show y'all what's coming for y'all. Let me show y'all what's coming from y'all from a power that's greater than everybody watching and talking on this video right now. Oh, it's coming, baby. It's coming. Y'all just thought y'all was just gonna keep doing this forever. You die and then pass it along to your kids and they run it. They pass it along to their kids and they run it. Y'all thought y'all was really gonna keep doing this forever? Don't you know the universe is balanced? Let me show y'all what's coming, man. Y'all want spiritual warfare? You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Jeremiah 30 and 4. Let's show y'all what's coming. And these are the words that the Most High spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. He ain't talking about 1948 state, by the way. Verse 5. For thus saith the Most High, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask you now, and see whether a man doth travail with a child. Can a man go into labor? No. Wherefore, or why do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he, who? Jacob, shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Most High, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, Jacob, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of you. They ain't gonna be able to make no ad revenue off of holding y'all hostage, waiting to see something happen. It ain't gonna happen. Y'all think don't nobody know what y'all did? Verse 9. But they shall serve the Most High their God and David, Dawad, which means one who unifies two houses. That's all that means. Stop looking for somebody named David to return. Stop looking for the little boy who slung the rock and bust Goliath upside his head and went and took his head off. Stop looking for him to return. And no, this didn't happen. This wasn't that. Dawad simply means da, wa, and da. You got two doorways, two portals, and a tent peg in the middle. Dawad is one who joins together two houses. That's all that means. The one, whoever's going to come and unify Jacob, who's going to unify Judah and Israel and bring them back to one, pursuant with Ezekiel chapter 37, I believe it is. That's what he's talking about. The two sticks being made one. Him, whoever that is, whom I will raise up unto them, meaning he hadn't named them yet. He had not named them yet or shown who they are. I see people out here on internet land talking about, I ain't going to even go there. I'm not even going to go there. Verse 10. Therefore, fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, saith the Most High, neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed, your offspring, from the land of their captivity, where they're being done unjustly in public humiliation spectacles. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. That's why 1948 state ain't Jacob, because they hadn't returned to nothing and been at rest or been quiet. They've been fighting since they touched down. Verse 11, for I am with thee. I'm with you, he's saying, saith the Most High, to save you. Though I will make a full end of all nations where I've scattered you, yet will I not make a full end of you. But I will correct you in measure and will not leave you altogether unpunished. You know why? Because it's some members of Jacob that's over there buck dancing with these owners and making it easy, greasing the skids for them to do stuff like they did this past weekend. That's who he's talking to right there. He said, I ain't gonna leave you all together unpunished, because some of y'all in there acting ignorant. So I got to fix y'all. But I'm gonna separate the wheat from the tare. Y'all that need to be corrected, I'm gonna put y'all in that remedial training. Everybody else, y'all go to the beach and play. Y'all go to the beach in Tel Aviv and play. That's your beach. Yeah. Y'all go to Netanya and play. That's your beach. Y'all go to freaking Manhattan Beach in California. That's your beach. Y'all go to Miami Beach. That's your beach. Y'all go to Martha's Vineyard. That's your beach. Go play. Y'all go to the French Riviera and play. That's your beach. That's your area. Y'all go to freaking Capri, Italy. That's yours. Y'all go to Crete. Y'all go to freaking Santorini. That's yours. Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting y'all back in y'all house now. Everywhere this luxury, high dollar real estate around the planet Earth, y'all go there and play. That's y'all's. Oh, that's coming. Oh, that's coming, baby. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. It's coming. It's time. Some of y'all been wicked as, and now it's true up time. But thus saith the Most High, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause that thou mayest be bound up, or bound up like a bandage. Thou hast no healing medicines. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. This is him talking to Jacob. They seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, all your messed up deeds, because your errors, sins is error, were increased. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Why are you crying now? Huh? Ain't that what a parent would say? Ain't that what a parent that needs to correct their child would say? Why are you crying now for this affliction that you're getting? Why are you crying for this whooping you're getting? You should have been crying when you was thinking about all that dumb stuff you did. Why are you crying now? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity. Because thy sins were increased, I have done these things to you. It wasn't them. Y'all stop asking them for reparations. They're not going to give them to you. They didn't break you. Stop asking for reparations. They're not coming from them. They're not. The Most High broke you. The Most High going to restore you. Okay? Verse 16, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, NFL owners. All thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee, they try to get their money out of y'all and watching y'all advertise to recoup. It's all energy, y'all. Y'all, I know y'all thinking, well, I didn't get none of my money by watching. You gave them your energy. Energy harvest. Therefore, all that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all they that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto you, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Most High. He gave them to you, he's going to heal them from you. None of these people can break you. They didn't. They were nothing but the belt that the Most High used to whoop our ancestors with. That's it. That's it. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion whom no man seeketh after. Oh, but it was good enough for some of y'all to come through and pick up the ways and start a whole movement and call yourself somebody that you're not. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion whom no man seeketh after. Well, since no man seeketh after, and this is a dead language, then Eleazar ben Yehuda, he's gonna restore this dead language, and the children are gonna play in the streets of Jerusalem again. Why? Because the outcast is gone. Yeah, I'm calling it all out. It's the end game now. It's over with. It's over with, y'all. Let's stop playing with it. It's over. It's over. You can put the pieces back. Look, the Monopoly game is over. Collect the money, put all the pieces back in the box, and put it in the closet till the next time to play. All right? You don't get to be the banker no more. Y'all ever play Monopoly with somebody who the banker and they siphon in a little money when they trying, but somebody else watching. Hey, what you doing over there? You can't be the banker anymore. Anyway, verse 18. Thus saith the Most High, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents. I'm gonna call it back and have mercy on his dwelling places. So when Yellowstone blowing up and resetting, that means Jacob's dwelling places. Jacob got a dwelling place reserved. And the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving and the voice of them that make merry. And I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will multiply them, and there will be no abortion clinics. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small. Meaning it's going to be okay for you to floss that chain, and if you're the number one, walk around and act like you're the number one. Stick your chest out. You earned that. I'm going to glorify them. That's what that means. And they shall not be small, meaning they got to play small. I got to play small to make you feel good. How they say in church, the devil is a lie. Verse 20, their children also shall be as aforetime. The children going to be like they were before. They ain't got to worry about running around the street, somebody snatching them up or some. I'm not even giving any energy to that. And their congregation shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppress them. So he's saying when he pull up, y'all come try it now. Y'all come try it now. That's the Most High talking to y'all. Y'all owners with all that money that think you high up because you got money. That's the Most High talking to y'all. It's coming. I don't know why y'all think it's not. And their nobles, this is the part, y'all. and their nobles shall be of themselves, and their governor shall proceed from the midst of them. Ain't gonna be no more of this business of somebody who ain't you running you, somebody who ain't you writing your laws, somebody else who ain't you writing laws and rules to govern you. Y'all, honestly, y'all, I read these scriptures sometimes. I read these scriptures sometimes, y'all, and to be honest, I cannot even fathom what that's going to look like. Like, we have not self-governed in so long, and I'm not saying we can't do it. Like, we do it in microcosms, right? Some of us are heads of different committees and stuff like that, and maybe you might be the head of a dean of a school or something like that. So we do it in little small pockets, but on a mass level, on a whole societal level, y'all, we haven't governed ourselves in so long. I can't even imagine what that's going to look like. It's going to have to be a whole new consciousness flip for us to be restored and reestablished. This is why the Most High got a touchdown. People keep talking about the Anunnaki and this. I don't, to be honest with you, I don't know anything about that stuff, y'all. I hear people talking about it. I read little snippets here and there. That ain't my stick. I do the work that I came here to do. So if you're saying that's what it's going to be, I got to take your word for it, whatever. But I'm not worried about that because it ain't here yet. But what I can tell you is we have not governed ourselves in so long. I don't even know what that's going to look like. But it's coming back. It's coming back. It ain't going to be nobody sitting in no freaking boardroom doing a draft in advance and then coming out doing a dog and pony show. With the first pick in the draft, the Tennessee Titans choose Cam Ward, quarterback, University of Miami. Man, y'all picked that dude 5 days ago, man. Go sit down. Anyway, ain't gonna be no more boardroom. Well, we're not gonna pick Shador. We'll show him. We'll teach him. He's not humble like Cam. Shador, take a note out. Take a page out of Cam's book. He's humble. All right. Okay. Lucy. Okay. I'm gonna do it, Lucy. I'm gonna do it for you. Okay. I don't even know what that's gonna look like, y'all. But let me give y'all some more medicine, Wicked. I got one more tablespoon of this bitter medicine for y'all. Because y'all think y'all money gonna save y'all. I got something for y'all too. All these prophecies, man. Y'all think, the Praetorianism says that all the prophecies been fulfilled. No, they haven't. Got something for y'all, buddy. Got something for y'all. Y'all hold this for me for a minute. Hold this. I'll be right back. Y'all hold this. Y'all hold this, Wicked. Y'all hold this, NFL owners. Y'all hold this, wicked politicians. Y'all hold this, wicked pontiffs. Y'all hold this. Amos 9. I saw the Most High standing upon the altar, and he said, I saw the power I saw the light standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door that the posts may shake. Meaning, hey, hit that door so the building can tremble, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. See, he want them running out. You think you can hide? This is symbolism. Basically, what he's saying is, wherever you're hiding, he's going to shake you out of it. This is symbolic. Smite the lintel of the door that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, which is the earth, these bunkers they're trying to build underground, thence shall my hand take them. I'm going to get you from there. Don't think you can hide in a bunker. Though they climb up to heaven, mountaintop, high mountain fortresses, then thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out from thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, oh yeah, y'all trying to build undersea little conclave or enclaves and stuff, places to hide. Thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. Y'all think all he got to do is snap the finger, and them giant tube worms that's in the Marianas Trench gonna come up out of there and be like, that's what he talking about. He ain't talking about no little tiny snake. He talking about a Leviathan. Verse 4, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them. And I will set my eyes upon them for evil and not for good. And the Lord God of hosts is he that toucheth the land, and it shall melt, and all that dwell therein shall mourn, and it shall rise up wholly like a flood, and shall be drowned as by the flood of Egypt. It is he that buildeth his stories in the heavens, and hath founded his troop in the earth. He that calleth for the waters of the sea and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. Yahweh is his name. It is he that buildeth his stories in the heavens. I told y'all, this stuff is written in the heavens. It's going to play out like it's written. This is a divine script. All right. This is why I tell some of y'all be worried about, man, is this thing going to happen for me? If God said it, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. There's only two things: divine will and divine timing. Nothing can happen outside of either of those. If it ain't in the will of the divine, meaning it wasn't written in the stories in the heaven, it ain't going to happen. You ain't got to worry about it. And if it is written, it can only happen when that story in the heavens says it's going to happen. Divine timing. Nothing can happen outside of divine timing. Nothing can happen outside of divine will. If it's yours, you're going to get it. If it ain't yours, you can't have it. If you're holding it temporarily and it ain't yours, it's for a reason. You can't keep it. Verse 7. Are ye not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel? Was he talking to 1948 state? But because I'm pretty sure they're Israel, right? Was he talking to 1948 state? He said, are you not as children of the Ethiopians unto me? There's a disconnect there. Wait a minute. 1948 state's supposed to be Israel. How are they like children of the Ethiopians? Have I not brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt, and the Philistines from Caphtor, and the Syrians from Kir? Behold, the eyes of the Most High are upon the sinful kingdom. I wonder which one he's talking about. Rome 2.0, which is spread around the world. Rome 2.0, the sinful kingdom. And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. That's why they're trying to build a super weapon. That's why they want to hold on to Mount Hermon. They know what these portals are. They know what these energetic ley lines are. They think they can take command of them and build something that can stop the Most High. Y'all better stop watching them Avengers movies. Don't look here. Don't make the Thanos gonna make you get your ass whooped. Y'all better stop watching them Avengers movies, thinking y'all gonna do that in real life. Behold, the eyes of the Most High are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. He said he was gonna do it, by the way. He didn't say another nation was gonna do it. I told y'all, he said, I'm gonna let these other little countries handle his light work. Y'all leave that big one for me. That one mine. That biggest piece of chicken, that biggest piece of turkey, that's mine. Y'all slice that breast up for the kids. That turkey drumstick, that belonged to daddy. Daddy eating that drumstick. All right? I will destroy from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. Whoa! That means it's going to be a lot of cleanup happening, except for Jacob. Jacob done had their whooping. It's somebody else's turn. Hey, man, you can hold this now. Verse 9, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. So he's talking about those of us. This is why I told y'all, some of y'all stop getting caught up in the, man, I'm an Israelite, man, so I just did. It's some wicked Israelites and some righteous Gentiles. So y'all stop. Y'all stop, okay? In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. How about that? House of David, tabernacle. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Are those ruins rebuilt as in the days of old over there, or does that country still look pretty much raggedy, with some new buildings here and there, but for the most part still look raggedy? Those ruins are still there. They're not going to be museum sites and archaeological digs when this is said and done. All right. That they may possess the remnant of Edom and all of the heathen, which are called by my name, saith the Most High. Saith the Most High that does this. So he's saying that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all of the heathen, which are called by my name. So the people that are called by his name are going to possess the remnant, what's left of Edom and all the heathens. That's what that means. Verse 13, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treader of grapes him that soweth seed. And the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. This is basically saying the days are coming where the slave is going to overtake the master. That's what he's saying here. Don't get scared now. What that other chapter say? Why are you crying now? She's been crying then. Y'all had the information. The information was out there. Y'all thought y'all could hide it forever. Y'all thought that y'all could go and put somebody else, squat somebody else in some land and rebrand them as somebody they're not. It's coming. It's coming. Bet your priest, pastor, or rabbi didn't tell you that, did he? It's coming. Don't get scared now. Every time y'all do something to one of these, every time y'all do something to these people who ain't bothering nobody, man, y'all racking up karma. That boy didn't bother nobody. Dion didn't bother nobody. Y'all don't like his swagger. He's a royal. Royal's supposed to, that's what royals do. Some of them are vocal, understand some astrology. That's a fire sign. Dion is a Leo. Leos are ruled by the sun. The sun shines. So why are you trying to stop a Leo who was born to shine? Y'all be getting mad at Leos, man. Leos came here to shine. So when you messing with a Leo for shining, you messing with who created the Leo. This stuff is simple math, but y'all ain't smart. All that education and you're not smart. Dion don't bother. Tell me who Dion bothered. His shine bothers you. Just like that sun too bright for some of y'all. That's why freaking UK just approved a 50 million pound bill or something to spray clouds in the. So Florida getting rid of their cloud spraying, and the UK about to adopt it. You can't hide. You can't hide. God gonna get ya. You can't hide. God gonna get ya. Oh man, you want my love, but you're trying to hide. Y'all get up on that earth, wind, and fire. All right. And I will bring again the captivity of my people of Israel, and they shall build the waste cities. They shall build them and inhabit them. Not 1948 state. And they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. And they shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them. This is the reversal of Deuteronomy 28. It's on deck, y'all. And I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of the land which I've given them, saith the Most High. That's enough. Y'all ain't got enough whooping from Matt tonight. Y'all should have left Shador alone. Y'all should have left Dion alone, man. And y'all still gonna be dumb enough to keep messing with him. Y'all gonna make him sit behind freaking Dylan Gabriel. I know. Or y'all gonna put him in a quote unquote quarterback controversy. May even try to do something stupid like, he's a 5th round pick. We're not paying him a lot of money. Just release him. Okay. Jamie A said, could you elaborate on Florida stopping their spraying and the UK starting it? All right, yeah, somebody sent me an article. Let's see. Hang on. Let me see if I can find that for you really quick. Okay. So you want to go to the Florida? Just do a Google on. I'll type the search terms because my production team told me to stop putting links in the chat, because they say when I put links in the chat, you guys that are viewing, go to you leave the video and go to the chat, and it reflects in the numbers. So I listen to my team. I do listen to my team. I'm a Cardinal sign, but I listen to my team. Okay, y'all need to know that. Here's your search term. I'm going to pop this in there. Just type that in your favorite web browser and look at what comes up. Okay, boom, there's one, and here's the other. Stand by. And this one, let's see, Britain to approve 50 million pound sun dimming experiments. Okay, let me type that in. That was in the news last week. Type that in your browser there, and you can get that answer. Okay, so let me make sure I'm through my notes, y'all, so I can wrap up here. Okay, yeah. So I said why I feel like they're not done doing. They're not done with their humiliation ritual with Shador. I explained that to you. Let's see. My last note here says we are in the closeout of one cosmic age and the dawn of another. So karma is hitting instantly right now, and it's not falling to another lifetime. Okay, I talked about that. Already. So I told you that Saturn is the governor of time and karma, and she has 2 children, a daughter and a son. The daughter is Capricorn and the son is Aquarius. When you mess with them two signs right there, especially when they high vibrational and they ain't inviting any karma on themselves, then they were sent here to be karma bait for y'all. Somebody got to get dealt with. Somebody got to get dealt. When you mess with a high vibrational Aquarius and that's minding their own business, ain't bothering nobody, or you mess with a high vibration. Really, when you mess with any sign, really, you mess with anybody that's high vibrational, you got to catch it. But you get priority class ass whooping when you mess with a Capricorn or an Aquarius. I said that. You get priority. You get upgraded to priority on that flight. You get upgraded to priority. All right? Dummies. These owners are dummies, man. They're so dumb. Just proves to you, people, everybody with money ain't smart. You're just so dumb. Jamie said, thank you, big bro. Love from the UK. I got you. Hopefully joining my brothers and sisters over there in Florida soon. I appreciate you, Jamie. Thank you for watching from the UK. I know it's late over there, so thank you for being on the live tonight. I appreciate you so much. So, y'all, that's all I got. I'm going to read the rest of these comments, and we're going to get up out of here. Thank y'all for being here tonight, y'all. I hope y'all got something out of this. I had to talk about it. I had to give you guys a spiritual connotation of what's happening because there's a lot of people getting caught up in it, and they don't know. Stop. I say this all the time, y'all. Be careful of where you're giving your energy. Be careful of where and what you're giving your energy to. This was a massive energy harvest. All praises to the Most High that I caught it, that he showed it to me on day 2 of the draft. And I told wifey, I was like, why are we sitting here watching this draft? Like, you know what they're doing? And y'all pay attention. Listen, when they're pushing something to y'all and energy harvesting y'all, pay attention to them ads that's playing too. Because I promise you, with some low vibrational spell work going on in them ads. What did I tell you all the time? Spells are words. Y'all looking at these movies thinking spells are somebody with a magic wand and a freaking black pot with some soup in it or some witch's brew or something that you see like in Clash of the Titans or something. No, spells are words. Spells are words that are used to manipulate you to do low vibrational things. That's what they are. That's what they are. That's why gospel is a play on God's spell. God's spell is what? The word of the Most High that breaks all the lower vibrational spells beneath it. That's why they persecuted these men and women for going around the world and teaching the God spell. They were breaking people from out of the other spells. But they didn't want you to know that there is a such thing as a God spell. So what did they do? They took the D out of it and called it gospel. Oh, I love gospel music. Think about what God spell music does. It lifts your mood, doesn't it? Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. I told you, come on, Maddie's Rap, you're going to learn something. Because I learned and I learned from y'all, and I just shared with you guys what I learned. So let me go through the comments, y'all, and we're going to wrap up. Thank y'all for being here tonight. I really appreciate you guys. All right? Be careful. Don't give your energy. Don't put no hope energy into this upcoming freaking draft thing. Don't put no hope energy in it. But I just needed y'all to see that. I needed y'all to see that. All right? Let's see. She said, hot shot, pontificate that. I love that, y'all. I love that. I love that. She said, oh, snap, I need to call hot shot. Exactly. Hot shot said, everything is fake. I haven't watched TV. Okay, I saw that one. About to be an avalanche on him. Yo, what's up, Tony? Shalom, brother. Thank you for being here tonight. All right. They call each other and negotiate. Exactly. I saw that one. The live one is a lie. LOL. They already called each other. Shaking my head. The rest is a show. Exactly, Bella. No matter how clever or well thought out someone's schemes may be, if they go against God's purposes, they're destined to fail. You get some applause from your boy on that, Bella. Absolutely. Ecclesiasticus 19-22. The knowledge of the wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of the sinner is prudence. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for posting that, Tony. Thank you. It's all an illusion. Yup. Exactly. All of them are in on it, including the so-called victim, Sanders. I don't trust any of them. I feel that all of them sold their soul for fame. When Dion put that dress on, that told us. I saw that hot shot. Listen, everybody got a pass. I'm not vouching for Dion with that. Everybody got a pass. I mean, everybody has a past. And you know we don't know what the circumstances were. He fell victim to the game too. But look, listen, don't think for 1 minute that I don't think that he's in on that with anybody. I think they're trying to make an example out of him and trying to forbid anybody who would come up and try to be the next Dion and try to push their kids through, which is what everybody does. But when you're supposed to do it, it don't matter. I don't want to play your system anyway. Your system about to fall. Ain't nobody put no stock into that. Kendrick Lamar's Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show at around 4:10 timeline. He says He's Yahshua's new weapon. Exactly. Exactly. People are waking up, y'all. People are waking up, levitating, and this is the day of the Lord. Yup. Yup. Negro land is currently being rebuilt. Yup. There remains a rest. Yup. What do you think about our tax system? I don't think nothing of it. The whole system about to come. I don't think nothing about it. I think the whole system getting ready to fall. It's all coming down. I cite Daniel chapter 2. That head of gold is finance. It's all coming down. It's all coming down. I don't think nothing about it. I don't think nothing about it, Bella. I don't think nothing about it. OMG, these creatures can't stand the sun. No, they can't. They can't. They can't. All right, and I put that in there. I got that. I got that. Got that. Thank you. Thank you. Yup. Bella said we appreciate the lives, Matt, on the spiritual warfare going on. This helps us gain insight, eyes to see. Listen, thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Everybody that's in the chat right now, everybody's watching this video on demand. Thank you, guys. I'm going to wrap this one up because the eyes getting a little red. You know your boy. I grind from the time I get up to the time I put it down. And I've been grinding all day today. So I need to chill now. So what I'm going to do is I'm getting ready to sit down and rewatch this video, y'all, because y'all know I do the quality control stuff. I should be sitting and shutting it down, right? But y'all, I'm a Capricorn. What do I do? Y'all know what we do. We work. That's what we do. Earth signs. Shout out to all my Earth signs, you know. Anyway, I got to get me some more Taurus friends because y'all know how to shut it down, all right? I got to get me some more Taurus friends. Anyway, thank y'all for being here. Might as well finish that last drop, right? Thank y'all for being here. Listen, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy being entertained, educated, uplifted, inspired, please tap that subscribe button and make sure that you set your notification bell to all so you'll be notified when I drop new content, all right? And listen, y'all, thank you again. If you have not hit the like button, please hit it for me on the way out. And I will say this, y'all. Tell somebody you love them and mean it, right? How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is a verb. It's a noun as well. But when we focus on the verb, what does the noun do? It takes care of itself, all right? If you want love, you have to be the love that you want to see. Be the love that you want to see. Be is a verb. Be the love that you want to see. Show the love that you want to receive. You're going to get it back. I promise. I promise you're going to get it back, okay? And last, but certainly not least, I told y'all this is my theme for 2025 and beyond until something new and improved replaces it. The only way you are ever going to arrive at your destiny, and everybody's destiny is different. Don't let no church house, no pastor, no pontiff, no system, no rabbi tell you we all came here to do the same thing. Or we came here to worship God. I could do a whole breakdown on that word worship and what it really means. If you break it, if you just enunciate the word and spell it using ancient Hebrew characters, it's very profound. The meaning of it is very profound. Same thing with praise, but I'll save that for another day because I'm ready to wrap up. Very profound, y'all. Okay? So the only way they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, everybody's got to break. Just come here and be in service to God. How you be in service to God? You be in service to God by doing what you were sent here to do. That's why everybody's service is not the same. Do you understand the spiritual nature of what Paul was saying when he said we're all members in the same body, but not all members have the same office? That's very profound. Look at your body. Your thumb has a very different purpose than your finger. Yeah, they both grab, but they do it differently. Okay? Your feet and your hands they serve different purposes, but they're all connected to your body. In the same and like fashion, the entire world didn't come here to do the same thing. Be a good person and you're going to go to heaven. Everybody came here from the ether. Everybody returns to the ether. It is a privilege, believe it or not, even though it's hard, y'all. Even though it's hard. And sometimes I'm one of the biggest complainers. I say it. I'm being transparent with y'all. It is hard living on this earth realm, but it's a privilege. And when you can flip it and transmute it and turn it into a privilege, it'll put you in more of a powerful position. It puts you in more of a powerful position. I just did this drill with one of my nieces the other day. She was saying all of this negative stuff and saying, oh, I have this. And nah, you don't have anything. Do what your Uncle Matt did. Matt, when I was dealing with this situation right here, I never once said I have the C word. I said the doctors diagnosed me with it. I don't have it. The doctors diagnosed me with that. You have the power to take command of your reality. You do it with your voice. You do it with your spoken word and with your inner knowing, sight unseen. Why am I touching my abdomen? Because that inner knowing is a product of your solar plexus and your heart. What does your heart tell you? What does your gut tell you? The rest of this, ooh, that can deceive you. The sight of your eyes can deceive you. The sounds that are coming in your ears can deceive you. But your heart and your gut never lie to you. They never lie to you. The seat of the soul, it never lies to you. All right? So I do these drills all the time. Y'all think I just come on here and do this on the camera? No, I'm doing this stuff real time, 24/7, 365. I'm doing it real time. And I do it with the people I love. If I don't with you, I don't with you. Sorry. All right? What do they say? It's poor spiritual hygiene to give everybody access to you? I believe that. I do. Because some people don't mean you any good. Some people don't mean you any good. But never own anything that is not yours. I don't care what anybody tells you you have. Don't own that. If it's negative, if it's low vibrational, don't own it. Say, yeah, I had my challenges with that. I got a niece. She said, she says, I'm addicted to that. I said, no. I said, I want you to try this. Say that. Say what you just said again. I said, say what you just said. I'm addicted to that. I said, okay. Now, I want you to say, I've had my challenges with that, but I'm improving every day. I said, say it. She said, I've had my challenges with that, but I'm improving every day. I said, how did that feel different from the first thing you said? She said, I feel like I'm more in charge of my own life when I say that. I said, exactly. You are in charge of your reality. So stop letting these programmed words program you. You have the ability to program yourself. Stop owning stuff that you do not want to own. Well, the doctor said I have. I said, do you want to have it? No. Okay, well, stop saying I have it. It's that simple. It's that simple. Only own those things that put you in a high vibrational state. Don't own anything that puts you in a low vibrational state. That's not yours. That's a temporary condition. Okay? Anything. If you don't want to own it, don't own it. It is better to say, yeah, I used to have a challenge. I used to have a problem with that. Speak those things that are not as though they were. All right? Yeah, I used to have a problem with that, but that's the old me. I've stepped into a new timeline. The new version of me doesn't have any challenges with that. You speak it out of your own mouth and watch and see how powerful it is. All right? That's all I got, family. That's all I got. I might have to check that out, Mariah. I didn't see that. I didn't see it. That might be worth my looking at. Yep. BE Royalty, she said, that's right, Matt. I said each time. That's what they said. I never claimed it. That's how you overcome it. That's the beginning of overcoming it. That's the real secret. That's the real secret. So I don't know who that was for, y'all. I needed to drop that in there, but I'm at 2 hours and 23 minutes. So I'm going to jump up out of here, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys being on this live tonight. I love y'all. Listen, if nobody else tell you that today, you heard it from me. I love you guys so much. Take care and be well. Peace, family.